Come again?
Was he big?
Big? No. He was a little chap. He had big teeth.
Up until yesterday, I'd say that I didn't believe in God.
I was sitting on the bench with my son.
So I was due to catch the 27 bus. I'd woken up a little disorientated anyway. I'd completely deafness here. Quite often happens to me.
It was only about 7. A young chap. Looked young. Ugly but young.
I mean, they weren't wearing like Eskimo clothes or anything. They didn't have like furry hoods and all that.
I was just sitting on the bench, minding my own business, when out of nowhere on top of the fountain, suddenly there was a flash of light.
It was just, it's difficult to describe. It was just beautiful. It was perfect. It was like he was just shining.
And then he came from the top end of the town hall, and just when it was a bloke, he was a big bloke, but he was like, like so tall, like Fish from Rillian or something, really tall bloke.
Well, for a start, I mean, it wasn't normal. He had his knees bent the wrong way. They didn't bend forward. They bent backwards, which wasn't nice.
It's hard to describe. It was beautiful. He had long hair and he just shined. His skin was perfect. It was smooth. It was pure.
Like these gold dresses, quite long, with straps, and sort of beads around the bottom.
It was definitely black. I couldn't say if it was male or female. I was in such shock and awe.
He didn't come down. He was coming from the other end of the fountain, and he must have been walking, but it looked like he was floating.
The wind was howling, and the birds went mad.
I was on my way home, walked through the town hall square, and I felt a rumble. I felt a rumble of. I don't know if the ground actually moved, but it sounded like it was going to move at least anyway.
I was heading into town to meet up with some friends to play some cribbage. Let me see, there was Martin and Lawrence and Jeremy. We usually go to Jeremy's house, but his mother had a slight head cold, so we were going to Martin's instead.
Other people are saying it's God. Do you think it's God?
What's God?
The thing that you saw?
Well, no. He said his name was Nathan.
And sort of waved a bit at it, like...
He started flapping about with his hands and stuff and going, "Wah."
Almost span round, and then kind of muttered some language that I'd never heard before, and then turned the water into
wine just poured out from the lions' mouths. It wasn't water anymore; it was wine.
Touched the water, and it turned into wine, into white wine. It was fantastic.
And we decided to take tea in a nice little cafe just down the road. I take Earl Grey. I'm rather partial to that, I must say. So we had a cup of tea. The vicar was his usual ebullient self, full of stories, a wonderful, wonderful man. And then he started being sick. I think it had some...
Can we get to the bit where you saw God?
Yes, God. So we'd taken tea, the vicar had been sick. We were on the way to get the 57 bus, and we were on the way through. We decided to take a shortcut through the town hall square.
It was like blood. It looked like blood, but it tasted more like a Merlot.
We were all just really happy. I looked around and saw people smiling and laughing, and it was just really joyous. It was as if, I don't know, everyone had been touched by him coming.
I was scared by that point. I ran away, but I could feel his presence. It was strong, but as I was running away, it got weaker.
How do I know it was God? I think I know God when I see him, and that was definitely him or her.
Well, let me see. Now, before that, I went to the market and bought some aubergines. I was planning to make a light salad for supper the next day, and my aunt was coming round, and she's rather partial to aubergine. No, hang on. That was the day before.
Just didn't want to hang around. It was a bloody rock festival. That's what it was.
But I don't know where this God thing comes from. unless God's a 7-year-old with opposable joints and a head that looks a little bit like a goat.
The beautiful creation.
So we were passing through the town hall square. Excuse me 1 minute, I seem to have a phone call. Hello? Graham Gooch. Yes, 127 for 8. With a pineapple, I'm not sure. Okay. Yes, goodbye. Where was I?
Yeah, I was there all day, and I didn't see anything. It was like just like any other Sunday, really.
It was fantastic.
And whether that was the blood of God or not, I don't know. But I do know that God is 3 Eskimo women.
It was crazy.
You know, and if you'd have told me that yesterday, I'd have thought you were mad.